29th of October, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Right. Okay. Yes. Good morning. Thank you, Lou. As we mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst. We're learning our first year now. We're able to start now. Let me put the document we're learning on the screen, and I guess we can begin. Okay. Let's see. I believe we left off.
11 I have.
Yeah, that is right. Good. Okay. Let's continue on. This Rabbi Moshe Feinstein Zechron Bracha telling us what we need to know about professions and making a living. Okay.
All right. Ula limud nos niki ukala ein tarich b'chesed Hashem Yisbarach. No, I don't know what this abbreviation is.
Yeah, that's Hashem Yisbarach, right? Ain't tzorach b'chesed Hashem Yisbarach b'midin Zohar beizman.
So it's to learn a profession that's clean and easy. It's not necessary because the chesed of Hashem the Medina in this country is for much time.
In order to learn a clean and a easy profession in this country through the chesed of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's not required to take a lot of time. You don't have to invest a lot of time to get yourself a clean and a easy profession.
Ah, okay. V'adarabba, the Medina Zoo, and on the contrary, in this country, v'af al b'chol ha'olam, and even in all of the world, kimat kol ha'ashirim, few of the wealthy.
Kemat kol Hashem, meaning almost all. Kamat means almost. Almost all the wealthy people.
Almost all of the wealthy. Naasu shalo mishum limud eza chachma. They make not because of their training. This is wisdom.
Yeah, through their knowledge or their education. Right? Came out. Almost all the wealthy people did not become wealthy through a result of their education.
Their education. Below refuah, below ha-nidsa, in zinara, below af chachma hacheshbon. Not for a doctor, and not for a architect, and not for even an accountant. Hachashuvin is who accounts.
Accountant, an accountant.
Yeah, an accountant. Okay.
So you don't find me if you'll find wealthy doctors or wealthy engineers or architects or wealthy accountants, their wealth wasn't acquired because of their education. They maybe made investments, maybe they saved money and they made good investments or something like that, but they didn't become wealthy because of their education.
ואף אלו שהיו חכמים באיזה מקצוע. And even these that their wisdom, what is mikzoa?
That's an area of expertise, a specialty or expertise. Meaning, even if you'll have people who are experts in a certain field, right? He's a certain medicine, he's a specialist in a certain area of medicine, or a lawyer, he's a special lawyer. So the you continue on. Lo ne'esof.
Lo nis vasof lahain bishvil chachmasam af lo peruta achas yoter mishar ashirim. What is this word nis vasof?
This is from the word mosif, to augment or to increase. There won't be any increase because of his education. Even one penny's worth more than other wealthy people.
Ella hu rak mamtinas hakadosh baruch hu lefi zechuso ulefi mazalo. Rather, he only, I don't know what mem tanta is.
From a ton of Ella hu rak memtanas HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's a gift from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The wealth, a person who finds himself to be wealthy, it's not a result of his education and training that he's getting his wealth. Rather, it's a result of the gift of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to him, that he should be decree that he be wealthy.
Because of his merit and because of his destiny.
Right.
Ayin beton. Betos. What is betos?
It's the fizachuso lefi mazalo. It's because of his merits and his destiny. And ayin betosos, ayin tosos.
Oh, Tosfos.
Right.
Look at Tosfos, who I guess explains this. Should I read this parentheses? Looks like a source.
Yeah, but let's see.
That's a long source.
Yeah, you could leave that alone, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, it's the rest of the paragraph.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, no.
Oh, no, it's not. No.
It just goes to the middle of the first line there on the next page.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, the whole zman shehein lomdin be בישיבה,
Shiva.
עדיין יש להם לרוב התלמידים רצון להיות תלמיד חכם. All of the time that they are learning in yeshiva, still there are for them an abundance of students who desire to be Talmid Chachamim, Talmidei
Right.
Chachamim.
Right. That when a bacher is in the yeshiva, so he's in an environment where most of the people around him are striving to develop their learning to the extent they can hope to be Talmidei Chachamim.
Is this Baruch Hashem?
That this yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's right. Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem kavar nimtza'u harbe talmidim she'ein rotzim b'shum ofan lahaniach limudam b'hi shava b'hishiva b'hayeshiva. And Baruch Hashem, already we find many students that do not want, because of what is ofen, you don't know ofen?
Excuse me, Lou?
What is the word ofen?
Often in any way. Often is a certain way or a method that Baruch Hashem kavar nitzanu l'charbe tamid. Baruch Hashem, we've already seen, we already find she'ein rotzim b'shum ofen la'aniach luminim b'yeshiva. That we find many of the talmidim in the yeshiva that they will that are under no circumstances b'shum ofen, under no circumstances would they leave their learning in the yeshiva.
Afilu kishe'avosehem ein rotzim. Even when their fathers are not desirous.
The fathers don't want them to remain in the yeshiva, but nevertheless, even though the fathers, the parents, other family members, perhaps also, we see many of the yeshiva bachrim in the yeshiva. They are not interested in leaving the yeshiva, even though their parents would be very happy to have them leave the yeshiva. But the bachrim aren't leaving; they don't want to leave.
Ubaim lish'ol es yesh lahem chiyuv mitzad kivod av she shoot shalicha.
Shaleka. Right, the Talmidim come to ask, do they have to mechabed their father's wishes and leave the yeshiva? And it's obvious that there's no obligation to follow the parents' wishes if they want the son to leave the yeshiva, and there's no mitzvah to mechabed the the parents under those conditions.
What is shepashut? That it's simple?
Obvious. Pashut delek. It's obvious that there's not any obligation to
Ah,
mechabed the father.
uke of Ada, the Rebbe Eliezer ben Horkanus, I guess I should read this parentheses because it's very long.
Yeah, probably worthwhile.
The Pierke, the Rebbe Eliezer, Rish Perik Aleph Maaseh, Rebbe Eliezer ben Horkanus, Shehu Aviv Chorshin Harbe V'Kule. So
that you have in the first Reish Perik Aleph, you have in the beginning of the first chapter of Pirkei de Eliezer, Ma'aseh Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkanus, the story of Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkanus. Shahari Aviv Chorshin Harbe, that he was doing work of plowing for his father. He was doing quite a lot of work for his father by plowing.
Amarlo, he said to him, Aviv, his father, he said to his father, Mipnei ma osa, I'm sorry, ata bocha v'kule. Why are you crying? Etc. Amarlo, he said to him, Eini bocha ella she'ani mivakesh lilmod Torah. He said, I'm only crying because I wish to learn. I request to learn Torah. This is the father saying the father wants to learn Torah, or is it the son? Which is it? Let's see. Amar lo, he said to him.
Is this the son wanted to go learn Torah?
The son said to the father. It said to his father, "Why are you crying?"
No. The father asked the son, "Why are you crying?" And the son said, he's crying because he wants to learn Torah.
I see. Amar lo, he said to him. So this is the father saying to the son, "V'harei ben Shemani va'asharim shena ata va'ata mivakesh lilmod Torah." So the father said to the son, we see, my son, that you're wealthy. Shana, it's different for you.
No, that was Amr Lo. The father said to his son. The father said to his son, "Hari ben Shmona Esrim Shana Ata. You're 28 years old. I mean, you're pretty long past the time to go learn Torah. You're 28 years old now."
Wait. Shmona Esrei, isn't that 18?
Shmona ve'esrim Shana.
Shmona ve'esrim, 8 plus 20.
Mm.
And now you want to learn Torah?
Right.
You're too old.
Yeah.
Ella kach lecha esa v'holid Banim v'ata molichan lebeis hasefer kule. Rather, take for yourself that you were born to.
No, ela kach lecha isha. You should take yourself a woman. Meaning get yourself. First of all, you should get you're 28 years old now. So now the thing for you to do is to marry. You're now obligated to marry, volid banim, and to have children. And you'll take them to the base. You'll take them to learn Torah. Meaning, he said your time is past, and now your only hope is now to get married and have children, and you'll take them to learn Torah.
Amad la'ala lo al Yerushalem Eitzel Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai the Kule. He stood up and ascended to him.
And he got up and went up to Yerushalayim, right?
Up to Yerushalayim.
And to learn by Rabbi
Yochanan ben Zakkai.
Right.
So in other words, the son ignored the father's advice, and he went to learn.
Right.
Amad ula madu Torah. He got up and he learned Torah. Ube sagnun achar hu bivreshis rabba parsha. I don't know what membed is.
And that's the reference. It was Sigdan Acher, and there's a different version in the Medrash Rabbah Bereshis Parshas Mem Beis Aleph.
Okay.
So you have a similar but different version over there as well. In the next, they finish the line Tanchuma. You have the Tanchuna also. They bring down other versions of the same situation here.
Okay, so basically the story is that the son worked for the father, and he complained that he wanted to learn Torah, and the father said, "You're too old. Get married and have children." And he ignored his father, and he went and learned Torah.
Right.
Okay, so now on to 12.
Right.
The sifuk hanefesh. What's sifuk?
Okay, so this is sipuk is like satisfaction, self-satisfaction, right? So now Rav Moshe in his tshuva is now turning to a different aspect of the question. That let's say the Bachrim, they want to leave the yeshiva. They think that they're would like to be qualified to leave the yeshiva and enter medical school and engage in 10, 12, perhaps years of intensive secular studies to become able to practice medicine. So one of the claims is they're not getting any self-satisfaction from learning. The learning doesn't excite them. The learning doesn't satisfy them.
Right.
So they want to go and they want to do something which is going to be exciting, which is going to be interesting for them to learn.
So Rabbi Feinstein is going to discuss this issue now.
Right.
Lo muvan klal ma shaykh zeh the inyane. Excuse me, I have to go to the restroom. Take over, Mayor.
Okay. So let's see. It says Lo muvan klal ma shayich zel in yanei parnasa udvarim geshamim. So it's not understood at all what is appropriate in the eyes. No, in the matter of I guess earning a living and gashmiim, material things. Let's see.
Right.
Okay.
That the one of the aspects of the question was, as we mentioned, that the program said they weren't getting any satisfaction from their learning, so they want to go and pick a career that they're going to get more satisfaction from, right? So
Right.
at the onset, Rav Moshe is saying he doesn't understand what the relevance of self-satisfaction is to making a living and a livelihood when it comes to these things. What does self-satisfaction have to do with it?
Uh-huh. Okay. Let's see. Shayach rach le'inyanim ruchanim b'limud v'yidiat haTorah. So let's see. It's appropriate only for items, spiritual items, in the study and knowledge of the Torah. Uma'asim ritzuyim v'nichonin nim shemehem shayich sheyihye inyan sipuk hanefesh. Okay, so in the study of Torah and masim and things ritzuyim that they want, nichonin, to prepare themselves, shaykh inyan sipuk hanefesh.
That Shaykh Rak and Yanim Ruchanim, the Limud V'Yediyas Torah, meaning Sipuk Nefesh, satisfaction, right, is only relevant to things which have to do with Ruchnius in terms of learning and understanding the concepts of the Torah and Maisim, Rotzim, and like doing Maisim Tovim and Nechonim and proper acts, meaning mitzvahs, and doing chasadim, shaykh, shein, sipuk nefesh. This concept of sipuk nefesh doesn't apply to things that have to do with the gashmias.
Uh-huh.
Sipuk nefesh, satisfaction should be from a person's learning, his mitzvahs. Like I remember there was a Rabbi Victor Miller once asked one of his congregants. They were coming out of shul after Shachris. So he said, how are you feeling today? And so his congregant said, Baruch Hashem, great. I had a very nice chakras. I davened a very nice chakras this morning. So I said, that's what makes a Jew. That's the makes a Jew happy in the morning. That's what it makes his day. His day is if he davened a good chakras, not that he had a good breakfast, right?
Yeah.
The cow also eats a good breakfast, right? He eats grass all morning, has a great breakfast. So, you talk to a human being, you say, how's your day going? He says, great, I had a great breakfast. So there's no difference between him and the cow.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's this? Aval inyane parnasa hu inyan gufani. So, but the matter of earning a living it's a matter of for the body, I guess.
Something which has to do with gufani, something that has to do with physical, material.
Physical, right? Okay. Ella Barur Shebaze Mima Shelo Hayu Le'elu Klal Ahava V'Chashach L'Mod HaTorah. Okay, but it's clear that this comes that one.
Elabora Shabaz, meaning what's he's addressing now what's the cause of them complaining that they want to leave the yeshiva because they're not getting satisfaction from their learning.
Oh, okay.
It's not that they're claiming that they're going to get. The truth is that they're not claiming they're going to get satisfaction from becoming a doctor. I mean, how is a 17-year-old supposed to know after 12 years of education, when he's now almost 30 years old, how is he supposed to know he's going to get satisfaction from being a doctor? How's he supposed to know that?
Right.
It's all the advice of the Yetzer Hara, that the Yetzer Hara is convincing him to try and get himself out of the yeshiva.
Right. Okay, status.
Right.
Okay, let's go on. Okay, so Aval, hold it. No, hold it. I skipped a line, I think. Afim b'hayeshiva lamdut b'tov. Okay, but in the yeshiva, they learn well. V'hu rak she b'tivam haim Tamidim. It's only natural for them to be Tamidim, students.
Let's see what he means here. Even if when they're in yeshiva they're learning well, who rak shebetivam heim tamidim. It's only because they are maybe they're studious by nature. Maybe because they're studious by nature.
Okay, so they're studious by nature. Okay, let's see. Tziyiti?
Shetziviti, that's like from the word seaboy. Shetzivisi larav shalahem.
Oh, okay.
That's like a command. It's like a command from their rebbe in the yeshiva. The rebbe is giving them the guidance, the direction, the command.
Okay. Shalahem b'sha'ah shalomdim ma she'milam made lahem. So at the time that he teaches them?
Yeah, Shitzivi Rav Shalem B'Shas Shalomdim Mash Malamdim Bam. Meaning, it's that they're simply obeying. I mean, those students in the yeshiva that are learning because they're studious by nature, right? Even in those cases, it's because they're submissive to the Rebbe who is guiding them and teaching them what they need to learn.
Okay. Aval lo mitzad shelimud zeh hu limud haTorah shehu ikar kol hayinu.
But their learning is not because of the fact that the learning of Torah is their primary activity in life.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very. I mean, realistically speaking, it's very hard to say that at the age of 17, even those Bachrim and Yeshiva that are learning well, you can't say that they're actually doing it because that's their ikar um, occupation and interest in life. Rather, they're simply doing it because that's what they're supposed to be doing now, right? They're simply doing it because they're being sent to yeshiva to learn, and the Rebbe is teaching these things, and they want to master what they're supposed to be learning. But the ideal is, and they may not reach that ideal for years because now they're simply at a very young age of 17 years old. But the ideal is they should be learning Torah because they realize that this is the actual true purpose of their life is to be learning Torah.
okay.
And that's a little bit too much to expect from a 17-year-old.
Right. Okay.
I mean, look, we say Lamaisa, it's a big question because if a lot of times if you simply pay attention to the words we say on a daily and nightly basis in our prayers, and especially if you're looking into a siddur, right? We say before by Myriv, before the Kriya Shema, we say Ki Heim Chayinu V'Rak Yameinu, right?
Mm-hmm.
We make a positive statement that the words of Torah, they are vitally necessary for our lives, right? That right, right. B'shach b'cha v'kumecha nesiach v'huchecha v'nismach v'direi sorosecha v'mitzasecha le'om bet ki hem chayenu v'rak yameinu.
Right.
And that we all say that. Anyone who davens Myriv says that, but it's sometimes a far cry from what we say and what we like integrate personally.
Right.
But it's there for us to try and integrate it.
Okay, so let's see. Aval lo mitzad shel limud zeh hu limud Torah. He learns Torah. Shehu ikar kol hayinu. That is the essence of our lives. Let's see. V'rak zehu tachlit shalanu, and that is the main purpose, our main purpose. Okay, shalachein ein lahem sipuk hanefesh b'limud haTorah. Okay, so therefore, there is no, I guess, doubt about learning Torah. Ella limudim.
That means satisfaction.
Oh, satisfaction. Okay.
There's no satisfaction or
But for learning Torah, but only for learning other subjects, other studies.
And it says here like that. Meaning learning Torah is really our true purpose. There is no satisfaction in the learning of Torah. They only see that they're going to get satisfaction from learning something else. They at 17 years old, they think they're going to get satisfaction from learning medicine, learning engineering, learning accounting. They're supposed to be learning Torah, and it's true. It's true that at 17 years old, at the age of 17 years old, it's very difficult for them to really integrate the fact that learning Torah is their true purpose in life, and that's what their true satisfaction life is going to come from. But the fact that they're not really getting a satisfaction from learning Torah is giving them the imagination that they can get a satisfaction from learning something else.
I'm sorry, I had to go away. What's the underlying reason why they're coming to this conclusion?
Well, again, we're dealing with a question of so you have a 17-year-old yeshiva bacher, and he's interested in now leaving the yeshiva and entering in a 10-year course or more of becoming a doctor, right? And one of the reasons he's giving is that he's not getting satisfaction from his learning.
Oh,
So yeah, right. He's not getting satisfaction from his learning. So Rav Moshe says, first of all, he says, first of all, when it comes to making a living, satisfaction has nothing to do with making a living. Satisfaction is only, right, what we call sipuk nefesh, like self-satisfaction. That only has to do with something which has to do with your ruchnius, right? But in terms of making a living, gashmius, right? There's no concept that we apply to self-satisfaction to your secular and mundane endeavors. Right? Those things have to be done whether you like it or not. I mean, there's no concept of self-satisfaction, sipuk nefesh, when it comes to secular and mundane inyanim. It's only when it comes to Torah and mitzvahs that the sipuk nefesh is a relevant consideration. Like I mentioned that the Tamir where you were gone, that Rabbi Ricky Miller once asked one of his congregants, and when they were coming out of the shul after Shacharis, he says, how's your day? So the congregant answered, I had Baruch Hashem, a very good day today. I davened a good Shacharis. So Miller added to the comment, he says, this is what makes a Jew, that his satisfaction life is because he davened a good davening, he learned a good learning, he did a nice mitzvah, not because he had a nice breakfast or he saw a nice ball game, right? That, as I mentioned to Mayor, like, the cow also eats a nice breakfast, is happy with his breakfast, right? So a Jew is supposed to be a little bit different than a cow. So sipuk nefesh, self-satisfaction, right, is something which is relevant to our ruchnius, but not relevant to our gashmius. So therefore, when it comes to the bachrim, that they're not getting a what they call a sipuk nefesh, and here they're supposed to get a sipuk nefesh, they're supposed to get satisfaction from the Torah that they're learning. But at 17 years old, it's premature that they should be getting a real true self-satisfaction from the learning, because basically, why are they learning Torah? At that age, they're learning Torah simply because that's what they've been taught and trained to do, but not that they really come to a full, absolute, clear understanding that that's their tachlis in life, that's their purpose in life, is to be learning Torah, and they feel therefore when they're learning Torah properly, they're really fulfilling their purpose in life, and that gives a person true and honest and everlasting satisfaction. Right, so it's premature that you should expect most yeshiva bachrim to get and claim that they have a satisfaction from their learning on a level which is going to really sustain them and not resist effectively the distractions of wanting to think and believe that the satisfactions in life will come from other things like becoming a doctor, or becoming a lawyer, or an accountant, or an engineer, perhaps.
I'm writing a question here because I see it's late. Satisfaction from learning versus livelihood. I'd like to discuss that maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Yeah, sure, definitely. That's exactly what Moshe's dealing with here. Yeah,
Right.
that's exactly the question, for sure. Let's see, did we come to the end of the paragraph? We should really stop.
No, not quite.
Okay, let's finish the paragraph. Then if we want, we'll review it inside, and we can address any particular questions on the subject tomorrow in more depth.
Okay, so I think we're at Mipnei shebelo sheyilmod ota lo yikabluhu lilamdo chakmat harufua. Oh, you mentioned this. Hanidasa ukadome. Af sheyilmudim hahem mitzad atzman eino noten lahem sipuk hanefesh.
Right, so let's just review this. backing up to the second line, they don't get self-satisfaction from learning Torah. Rather, they have this concept, this dream that they're going to have satisfaction from learning other things. Why? Below Lo Yikabo Little Mode Hachma Refuas. I mean, they haven't even learned these things, and they imagine that they're going to get some kind of satisfaction from learning them, right? Meaning but they'll soon discover that when they start learning them themselves, also they're not going to get much self satisfaction from learning them either. It's going to be something that they simply have to do. They have to. If they're in medical school, and you'll find very few that'll claim to have real true satisfaction from learning all the things they're learning. They're basically just cramming for the exams and passing their courses, but that they can really claim to have a true real sense of satisfaction. So you don't find too many people that can actually honestly claim to have that. But we'll review this paragraph tomorrow, Mr. Shem, and we can address any more specific questions tomorrow, Mr. Shem. Okay.
Okay, very good.
Thank you. Good. We'll take a little break. We'll start the Shir and Mr. Bruin shortly, Mr. Shem.
Okay, see you soon.